Alright, it's day 3 of the Rupin Pass trek, and today things are gonna get good because we're gonna be passing the high altitude zone. High altitude zone basically begins from 8,000 feet, and we're gonna be going to our next campsite that is known as Udak Canal, and it is at about 10,300 feet. And it's just one reason why things are gonna get good. There are a lot of scenery changes that we're gonna see while going from Jiskun to Odaikanal. So we are ready, packed, and we did our breakfast, and we are ready to go to Odaikanal. There is one thing that I haven't said in the last travel euphoria part, is that every day in the day and in the night you are get checked for your blood oxygen levels, and you are get checked for your BP. This happens every day in the morning and every day in the evening. Basically, if there is a problem in that, a person has to return back. Yeah, return back to base camp and return back to Dehradun. Basically, cancel the trek. This is a very good measure that India Hikes use for its trekkers, because at Rupin Pass things can get dirty, because at 14,000 15,000 feet some people can't survive. There can be hazardous problems, and this actually happened at Jiskun camp, that one of the trekkers is left behind. His BP was coming abnormal and not fit for trekking. So there are like batches of our trek that we are going from 4 June to 10 June, and there are another batch that is coming from 5th June to 11 June. So basically he was left behind for one day, that the next team will come and you should get checked with the another team, because maybe there could be sometimes a problem in the device itself, that it's not projecting the real numbers, and sometimes there can be an acclimatization problem also. All of us knew that he was fit and he's gonna come back to another campsite. There is a campsite where we're gonna spend 2 days. I mean, there is a one rest day at that campsite, so we're gonna be meeting him at that campsite. As I said, there's gonna be a lot of scenery changes going from Jiskun to Odaikanal, because at Odaikanal you don't get homestays. Basically, at Odaikanal you get to start living in the tents. So the trek from Jiskun to Odaikanal is about 8 kilometers, and it took us 6 to 7 hours to reach to Odaikanal. And just see on the screen what I'm showing right now. Can you imagine this? What the heck is this? I mean, we were so small at this, when we reached this snow bridge or what. I mean, we were like, what the hell is this? It's so huge, and we are just tiny humans, and someone took a picture from just so above that it looks so amazing. And it's all snow. It's a snow bridge. It's old snow, that is why it's stuck there, and the water is flowing under the snow itself. So it's kind of a unique thing that I have ever seen in my life. I've never seen this kind of thing ever. I mean, that's the beauty of Himalayas. You get to see things that you haven't seen in your life before on treks like these. Our lunch for today was packed, so we stopped near this snow bridge. I mean, not up close to the snow bridge, but somewhere near the snow bridge, and we did our lunch just sitting right there. And again, I can't appreciate more, because India Hikes makes like the best breakfast, lunch and dinner at those kind of feats. On this trail from Jiskun to Odaikanal, we get to see the last shop. And after this we're gonna be just in the wild, and we're not gonna be shopping for anything. So at this last shop we stocked up our chocolates, we stocked up our biscuits, and we drank some juice at this last shop. After Jiskun camp, there are gonna be no charging slots, sockets. Basically, you're gonna be all on your power banks for about 4 to 5 days. As I said earlier, there's gonna be a lot of scenery change, and we get from a very dense forest to an open kind of, not forest, but we are just in the open. We're in the wild. We're surrounded by forest, but we are just in the wild, and the snow bridge is right on our feet. And then exactly after some time, actually the Odaikanal camp was visible from a far side. We know that it's gonna come, but it wasn't coming. We're trekking, and the camp was not coming, and finally it came. But yeah, it was like visible from a very far side. The Udekanal camp is also known as the Buran's Kandi camp, and here at Udekanal camp we saw like 300 to 400 to 500 sheeps. I mean we just couldn't count. There were so many sheeps with some shepherds, and they were just gazing right in front of our eyes. It was a crazy sight to see. Now we are already at 10,300 feet, and we are all in the nature now. So as usual, we do our stretching exercises, and after that we chilled for a bit, and it gets colder and colder at Udaikana. So much so that now we have to wear more and more warm clothing at this campsite. Alright, it's day 4 of the Rupin Pass trek, and today we are going to the lower waterfall camp. So there are 3 types of waterfall: low waterfall, middle waterfall, and the upper waterfall. From Udaikana to Dhandriya's Thatch, the trek is about 4.55 kilometers, and it takes about 5 to 6 hours to reach the lower waterfall camp. Lower waterfall camp is also known as the Dhandriya's Thatch, as I have told already. And on this trail we get to see a lot of snow patches, not just snow all over, but we get to see snow patches, I mean old snow, and we get to walk on that old snow. Old snow is very tricky to walk on because it is old. It is it doesn't has a great grip over it. So basically when you walk on the new snowfall that has just fallen on the ground, so basically you have a great grip on it, and the old snow is very bad to walk on. On this trail from Udaikkanal to Lower Waterfall, we get to see a lot of rhododendrons. It was hard to say this word. These flowers in full bloom, so basically they are in a very cute pink color. We trekked and reached Lower Waterfall camp, and while reaching the Lower Waterfall camp, we get to walk on big patches of old snow. That wasn't very nice to walk on, I mean. And then at the Lower Waterfall camp, there's this view of low waterfall, middle waterfall, and the upper waterfall. That is just a sight to behold. At this campsite, we're gonna be camping for 2 nights. Basically, first day is just you are trekking to the camp itself, and the second day you are trained to walk on the snow. What I meant by training is that we get to see our technical trek leaders. There were 2 technical leaders from India Hikes who taught us how to use crampons and gaiters. Basically, gaiters are used to prevent snow to get in your feet and prevent from having.
आपका शू
मेरा लग गया अभी करूँगा
गाइस, ये गेटर्स है और ये माइक्रो स्पाइक्स। गेटर हम क्यों यूज़ करेंगे? ताकि आपके शू में स्नो ना जाए, पानी ना जाए। आपके जूते में अगर पानी जाएगा, स्नो जाएगा, तो आपको ब्लिस्टर हो सकता है, फ्रॉस्टबाइट हो सकता है, तो आपके सॉक्स गीले हो सकते हैं। सो आपको ये प्रोटेक्ट करेगा। और माइक्रो स्पाइक्स, इसको पहन के आपको थोड़ा चलने में कंफर्ट होगा और अच्छा ग्रिप बनेगा, तो आप स्लिप नहीं होंगे, तो ये आपको गिरने से बचाएगा। सो आपको ये बताएंगे यूज़ कैसे करना है, कैसे पहनना है। सबसे पहले हमें गेटर पहनना है।
इसमें आगे हुक होता है, पर है नहीं इसमें, शायद दूसरे में। ये स्ट्रैप होगा इसका, ये बकल, ठीक है। ये आपके आउटर साइड आएगा।
This is the way, check it right. So your spikes should be down, so facing downside. These spikes, the same no. So these spikes will facing down. If it is on the upside like this, then it is not correct. Okay, so keep it in mind. It should be facing downside.
Basically, if the inclination of the mountain peak is more than 30, 40, 45 or even 50 degrees, so basically we were trained how to walk on the snow and ascend very properly and descend also. So I wouldn't say basic mountaineering course, but the day 5th of the trek was just like a lesson to get, how to do mountaineering in the first place. It wasn't mountaineering, it's just plainly trekking. Mountaineering is a whole lot of new things involved in it. I mean, mountaineering is a lot of things. So second day was very wonderful as we get to learn new tips and tricks, how to descend and ascend the mountain peak when there is snow around it, and how to use crampons in it, and how to use, I mean, gaiters are just protective gear. They don't serve any purpose in technicality, but yeah, we get to use crampons, and it was amazing. Also want to mention that on the second day of being at the lower waterfall camp, there was a rescue operation of someone from I don't remember, maybe it was from the Trek the Himalayas team. So the TTH team, one of the member was hypothermic or hypoxic. I mean, I don't remember what exactly was it, but she was rescued by a helicopter. I mean, helicopter came into the lower waterfall camp, and she was rescued very early in the morning. It was around 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. kindish, and she was rescued into the helicopter, and maybe they've taken her to Dehradun something. I don't know. Yeah, those kind of thing happens on the Rupin Pass trek, because not everyone can get acclimatized to the climate. That is why daily BP checks and daily oxygen level checks are done twice a day. And also, if I remember exactly, one of the person who was kind of in the 40 plus range in our group was also left behind at the lower waterfall camp, because his BP was coming out to be very abnormal. So yeah, that is why these checks are very important, because a lot of bad things can happen at more higher altitude. Then, to prevent this, you have to just say to them that you can't do the trek anymore. But luckily, one of the person who was left behind at the Jiskun camp came back with the next batch of India Hikes Rupin Pass trek, and he was all right and all ready to get along with us and do the continue the trek from tomorrow. That was very good to see a fellow teammate coming in, because he was left behind, and the next team confirmed that he was physically fit and his BP levels are good, and is all right and all ready to do the trick. So there is this medicine that you have to take if your oxygen levels are not coming out to be right, that is known as the Dimox. And also you have to take a packet of Dimox and all the other medicines when you are preparing for the Rupin path itself. I mean, before preparing, you have to take it in your backpack also. Basically, when you register for a trek, all the things are in your checklist, and the checklist is given by the India Hikes itself. Alright, now the truest of fun began. Now we have to walk on the snow itself, and we're gonna be walking from the low waterfall camp to the upper waterfall camp, and it's a height gain of about 2000 feet. The upper waterfall camp is about 13,400 feet, and it's a nice area to be in. I mean, of course not nice if you're having symptoms of acute mountain sickness. Anybody can be hit by AMS. AMS is not something that you can get hit only if you are not physically fit. AMS, I mean, anybody can get it. This is one of the days when you have to climb steeper, but not very long. The distance from lower waterfall to upper waterfall is about only 2.5 kilometers, and takes about 4 hours to reach there. But again, as I said, it's gonna be more of a steep climb, and you're gonna be climbing on the snow itself, and the trail is steep. So basically, when you're going from lower waterfall to upper waterfall, you're gonna be seeing a lot of scenery changes. You're gonna be in very cold climate. You're gonna be in that climate where the temperature hits minus degrees, and I really tell you, it was cold when you reach the upper waterfall camp, but it is one of the most beautiful scenery that you'll ever see, because there is just snow everywhere. There is snow, and there is new snow everywhere. I mean, the snow is not even a week old. So as I said, the trail is gonna be a little tricky, so it was a nice trek from lower waterfall to upper waterfall. We gain a lot of height of about 2000 to 2500 feet, and the view at upper waterfall camp is just a sight I just wanna be in right now. I mean, yeah, it was so good, and all the clouds are just gathering together, showing us the sign of a possible snowfall. We were all so excited about it. We did our lunch and we were just right there. We just resting, and the snow started hitting the ground. And wow, I mean, it was cold at the upper waterfall. We were in our camps at about 4 p.m. ish or 5 p.m. ish, and there was snowfall. There was, wow, that's just a sight that I can't forget my whole life, because it was the first ever snowfall that I ever witnessed on a mountain, or anywhere. I mean, that is the first snowfall that I ever witnessed in my life, and that was already the best moment of the trek ever. But the best on the Rupin Pass is not just the best, it's just the beginning of the best of best. So the evening was very, very lovely. We witnessed our first ever snowfall, and after that we did our snacks break. After that we did our dinner, and while we were in our dinner tent, I mean dining tent, it was very, very cold. It was literally like we were shivering at the moment, and we were instructed the next day that we're gonna be waking at 4:30 a.m. and we're gonna be doing our breakfast at 5 a.m. and we're gonna be leaving the upper waterfall camp to go through the Rupin Pass at about 5:30ish, 6 a.m. We were thrilled, we were cold, but yeah, also the main event that we are waiting for like 5 days is we're gonna be passing the Rupin Pass now. So we did our breakfast at 5 a.m. and it was something that I also couldn't do, because at early as 5 a.m. I just can't eat something, and a lot of people didn't eat, just drank hot water. Despite being very steep ascent from upper waterfall camp via the Rupin Pass to Rontigod, that is gonna be our next campsite, the trail is not short. It's about 7.5 to 8 kilometers. It took us about 12 to 13 hours to reach the next campsite. So basically we're at the pass. I mean, even at the it took us about 3 to 4 hours to reach the pass. Reaching the pass was also very difficult because it was cold. We were cold and very physically exhausted. So basically there is also one service that is known as you get your backpack picked up by some people. So the people are gonna be taking your backpack from that campsite to another campsite. So basically you don't have to carry your backpack along with you. Some people were using this service of India Hikes from the day one. Some started it from the lower waterfall itself. You have to inform one day before if you are wanting to use this the next day. I was one of the few who carried the backpack myself. I don't know, I was also very physically exhausted while carrying the backpack from upper waterfall camp this day, the upper waterfall camp to Rontigod. I was literally physically exhausted carrying the backpack on the trail itself. So one of the friend helped for some time, carrying the backpack on his back. So we did some time of that, and basically we came to see the Rupin Pass trail. The Rupin Pass trail is just like 70-75 vertical, and it is hard. It is something that you can do very easily in 15 minutes, but it takes you around 40 to 45 minutes to cross that thing. Also, one more thing to mention, I think I just read in the India Hikes detailed itinerary of the Rupin Pass that we have to carry our breakfast on this day. I mean, I don't remember it, that is why I didn't mention it. But yeah, I think we drank hot water only at the camp at 5 a.m. and we carried our breakfast. I'm not sure again. As you are seeing on the screen right now, this picture, and I highlighted the steep ascent of 70 to 75 degrees of this wall. It is the gruelest day of the Rupin Pass trek, but it is one of the part that you're gonna remember your whole life. Also, the steep ascent that you are seeing on the screen right now is called as the Rupin Gully very proudly. It is not one of the normal gullies that we see, at the streets that are called gullies in India. It is grueling. It is very grueling. It takes every bit of your heart and your heartbeat and every bit of the breath that you have in your mouth. The result, when you get past this gully, you are at the top of the Rupin Pass. You are basically at 15,000 feet and you are seeing the whole Kinnaur Valley in front of your eyes. I mean, I just you just don't know how I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking of that moment. Whatever you felt in your legs, whatever you felt in your heart, your breath is out. You just don't feel it anymore. You just feel success. You just feel accomplishment that yes, you don't feel it that you've been struggling for 5-6 days. You don't feel it anymore. You just feel accomplishment, and you just feel so victorious that none of those struggles matter to you anymore. And as you are seeing on the screen right now, this is my team, and we took this picture with the Indian flag and all. We were so proud of it, and yeah, the whole Kinnaur Valley looks so beautiful. We look to our back, what we just climbed, and it looks very hard, but we climbed it, and we knew at this moment that our struggles are over. I mean, the struggliest of things that we have already done, and there's not gonna be any more struggled phase now. We have passed the Rupin Pass, and the only thing left for us to do is now to have fun, and some more fun, and some more fun. And we just did that. We were sliding from the Rupin Pass after having a great photo session at the Rupin Pass. We slided down. I mean, there was so much snow, and it was all descent from the Rupin Pass itself. So we slided and slided and slided. It was so much fun that after some point we started sliding in groups of 6 to 7 people together. And yeah, it was so much fun. We were sliding like 150 feet, 200 feet of descent. We were descending like crazy. In just couple of minutes, I won't say couple of minutes, it took us about 40 to 45 minutes to descend all of a big giant mountain. I mean, we just descended it by just sliding. And we walked some more to get to our camp, that is Rontigard. And the next day was the last day of our Rupin Pass trek. We gonna trek now to Sangla, and basically from Sangla we gonna be parting ways to our hometowns and wherever people want to go. That is the end of the Rupin Pass trek, basically from Rontigard to Sangla on the next day. Rontigard to Sangla was exceptionally long trail. It was about 12 kilometers. Nobody expected that it's gonna be that long, but yeah, it's not that heavy on yourself. It's just descending mostly, and you are just descending to Sangla. Basically you are going from 13,000 feet to now 8,000, 9,000 feet. Some people were hurrying today because they wanted to get back to Sangla and start their journey back to their homes. So it wasn't that of a hurry, but all were reaching Sangla together also. So we reached Sangla and we were at homestay. And India Hikes arranged cabs for us for people who want to go to Rekongpyo, because from Rekongpyo there are gonna be buses that gonna be going to Chandigarh, Delhi, I mean wherever you want to go basically. So I boarded a bus to Chandigarh, and then from Chandigarh I came back to my home city, that's Ludhiana. And that's the end of the trek. That's the end of this wonderful trip that I took in last June. It was one of the best, not one of the best, it was the best trip that I took ever in my life, and I'm looking forward to take more exciting trips in future. Only after that the corona is gone that I can take more exciting trips in future. I'm thinking of the Mount Everest base camp next year maybe. But yeah, that's it for this travel Euphoria part 2 of Rupin Pass. Hope you guys liked it, and if you did, thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel for more Euphorias. I'm gonna be giving more Euphorias for sure. This is such a great segment to share your travel experience. Yeah, that's it guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace, bye bye, and wash your hands.